process and evolution of the competition. So obviously when it all started at 34 entries in Boulder in 1979, you didn't need first round sites. And as it grew, the way that we saw that being able to grow was to source out entries into regions to narrow down entries for a final round. Because at the time, there wasn't the personnel or the resources or the bandwidth or the processes to do it all at one place. So as that happened, the competition grew to 94,000 entries, or 9,400. One day 94,000, and that was great, and that's what the competition needed at that time. We were starting to see is we were putting a lot of pressure on these sites, and it's very easy to say, yeah, just add another site, but asking a site to put on an 800 entry competition is no easy feat, and things needing to be done in a rather quick manner also isn't easy. You have to get the amount of judges you need. As you grow the entry count, as you need to grow the judge pool, you're really pulling in more, greener judges that aren't as experienced just to get the judging done, to then move on those entries from that regional site to the final round that happened at HomebrewCon. And you'd get a lot of disparity from one site to the next on the judge pool, the pallets, the way that the resources that they had available to them. Obviously, we'd support them financially and with supplies, but we wouldn't be able to necessarily nail down where they could store the beer, where they could judge, how long it would take them to judge. It was really up to that site organizing team to put on the competition. And that worked great. And then all of a sudden it fell out last year. We couldn't do anything. And then this year, thinking about health and safety and well-being, and seeing Great American Beer Festival competition put on the way they put their competition last fall, it got us thinking maybe we could do this at one site. We've never done it this big before, and I didn't anticipate us getting the amount of entries that we've had in the past. But to safely put on the competition, we thought this was a better option. And then we started thinking about, well, why else is it a good option? And the reasons beyond just being able to kind of make sure that everyone was being healthy and safe was more control over the judging process, more control over the choice of judges coming. So being able to choose top-ranking judges from all over the country, and eventually the world, as things open up, we can be inviting whoever we feel would be able to put on the best competition that we want to put on. Also, controlling the handling of entries. We are able to get cold storage. We're able to put, the time frame from receiving to judging is a lot shorter than the first round. First round, the shipping to judging, if you are the last site to judge, can be upwards of 8 weeks, which is a long time. This year, we were able to do it in 3 and judge all the beers in parallel. So you're really also going up against everyone's entry rather than just your region, which really ups the achievement of winning a medal. Not to say that winning a medal in the past wasn't difficult, but now you are actually going up against every single entry in a category in parallel rather than a 13th of the entries in that category. And so there's all these kind of things. It just kind of shifts it's a paradigm shift on how a homebrew competition can be viewed and how it can be run, and really actually makes it a national competition rather than a regional competition, which is kind of what it was before, even though it was called National Homebrew Competition. And so now you actually are going up against every single brewer in the competition. And I think that, with also controlling the procedure and handling of entries and handpicking the judge pool, is a really good thing for the entrant. And I think will continue to prove valuable in the long term if we choose to keep the format moving forward.